Good afternoon, my Zeta brothers. Dr. Greenberg. This is Jaime Cepeda. I'm here to do my EDOL 705 Leadership Story Assignment 4.1. Part 1, Crafting My Story. One of the greatest things I find in life is, of course, finding the love of your life, which will be your wife, buying a house, and having children. During my observation, I actually talked to different parents at my current school. I talked to teachers, and I saw and found out that many teachers and parents are very passionate about their children's education and about the safety of their children, and same as teachers. For many parents, the children are everything to them. Some parents live and breathe their children. They accommodate their whole life just to make their children happy. Another thing that they do is, for example, is they buy cars that have safety ratings for their children and their families. And like I said, people change their entire life for their children. In education, we also do the same thing. When it comes to student safety, teachers and parents want the best for their children and for their students. During part of my research, I actually found a company called ZenDrive. ZenDrive pretty much gets its statistics from the telephone company on parents who are texting around school at certain times. And of course, if there's any accidents around schools, certain times, so on and so on. ZenDrive actually gives grades to all the high schools, middle schools, and elementaries throughout the United States. Currently, ZenDrive actually gave La Jolla Elementary a B-. Normally, a B- in a grade is okay, it's not that bad. But when it comes to student safety, a B- is not good enough. Well, at least I would assume that all teachers and parents would want at least an A for safety for their children. According to ZenDrive, there's a total of 301 elementary students in Riverside County. It gave La Jolla Elementary 56 out of 301, which is pretty decent. 56 out of 301, but once again, we could do way better. In Moreno Valley, I saw all the other schools, and there was only a total of four schools, including ours, that actually had a B-. So no one had an A or anything like that. Right now, currently, ZenDrive gave the state of California an F in school safety for pickup and drop off, which is pretty bad. ZenDrive stated that 1 in 3 parents show unsafe drop off and pickup behavior in school zones. The afternoon pickup zone from 2 to 5 p.m. around school zones is 40% more dangerous than the morning drop-off zone from 7 to 10 a.m. Phone usage increases 20 times more for parents who have car collisions. They also stated that 88% of people who drive they text as well, which is pretty bad. What I would like to show you next is actually a map that I actually created at the beginning of the school year. This is actually my campus, La Jolla Elementary. So what I do want to concentrate on is pretty much on this side over here. So this is our pickup and drop off zone, which I do want to actually talk a little bit about. So I pretty much did it a little bit bigger, and this is actually what I would like to actually talk about and actually do. I already talked to the principal. The principal's on board with what I would like to do. So this is what I would like to do. Currently, right now, we have these things on the side of here. They're called eliminators. We do have them that are right in the middle between all the cars. They're all right there. We currently have those that we actually got to install this year. Over here on the side over here, we have on the black line, this is actually a fence that goes around the whole school. This whole area right here is a sidewalk. The red line, what I would like to do with the red line is I would actually like someone from operation and maintenance to come and actually draw a line from the beginning of the fence all the way to the end, which is a pretty big line. Normally what we do is when students are dismissed, they all stand against the fence, and once the parents come, we tell them to go to the front of the line, and that's where the parents are supposed to pick up the first 1, 2, 3 cars. But the problem we have with that is that a lot of students, when we say go stand in the front, they don't know where to go. So what I would like to do is I'd like to actually have them draw the car 1, car 2, and car 3, so that whenever we have students say, okay, go to car 1 or go to car 2 or go to car 3, students know exactly where to go, because right now they don't know where to go. What I would also like to do is over here on the side, I want to have them do car 4, car 5, and car 6, so that it doesn't matter either way the parent comes in, right or left, there are designated areas for students to go. What I would also like to do is I also like to have signs that say to turn right. I actually want signs, and I actually want it painted on the blacktop as well. So this would be for the parents that will go right, and these would be for the parents going left. Because the problem we're having right now too is that both of these cars are both trying to make a left turn on a road that's only for one car, which makes it hard, and the traffic just gets jammed up. At the top, I would also like to put signs so that parents know that whenever they come in one line, they're either going to go to the right or to the left. I talked to my principal, and she said a lot of these changes are possible. The nice thing I like about it too is that they're not that expensive. So I think this is something that we do plan on doing for this next school year coming up. My goal is for the school year of 2018 and 2019, I want the whole elementary to receive an A from Zen Drive. I want to be the first school in Moreno Valley to have an A. I also want to be able to be a model for other elementary schools to hopefully, so they could make their pickup and drop off zones a little bit safer. Because if we're one out of the 4 schools that have a B minus, a lot of other schools have C's or D's, which is terrible. And the last thing we would want is one student to get hurt or something like that. So once again, I want to thank you all for being here, and I hope you have a great evening. Take care.